Rip Wheeler has survived bar fights, prison, and the wrath of every enemy who ever crossed the Dutton family, but nothing in his past comes close to what is waiting for him in Season 2, Episode 1. This time, the danger does not come from a stranger. It comes from somewhere much closer to home, and it might be the one fight Rip cannot win with his fists alone. The episode opens on a ranch that finally feels like it is catching its breath. After everything the Duttons went through in Season 1, there is a strange kind of peace hanging over the property. The cattle are grazing quietly. The morning light hits the barns just right. For a few minutes, it almost feels like nothing bad could ever happen here again. But if you have watched this show long enough, you know that peace on the Dutton Ranch never lasts. It is always just a setup for something worse. Rip is shown doing his usual morning routine, checking fences, talking to the ranch hands, making sure everything runs the way John Dutton expects it to. He seems steady, focused, maybe even a little relaxed for once. But there is a small moment, easy to miss if you blink, where his eyes linger a second too long on the horizon. It is a tiny detail, but it tells you everything. Rip already senses that something is coming. He just does not know what yet. Then we cut to a phone call. We do not hear who is on the other end, but we see Rip's face change in real time. His jaw tightens, his shoulders drop just slightly. Whatever he just heard, it is not good news, and it is not something he can ignore. This is the moment the calm officially ends. The scene shifts to John Dutton standing on the porch, looking out over the land he has spent his whole life protecting. He calls Rip over and their conversation is short, quiet, and heavy. No shouting, no big speech, just two men who understand exactly how serious this is. John does not ask Rip if he is willing to help. He does not have to. Rip already knows what his job is, and it was never just about running cattle. By the end of this section, the message is clear. Whatever peace the ranch had is officially gone. Something dangerous is moving toward the Dutton family, and Rip is about to be the one standing between them and whatever is coming next. Word starts spreading around the ranch that this is not just some ordinary trouble. Whatever called Rip that morning was a warning, and warnings on the Dutton Ranch always turn into something bigger. We see hushed conversations between the ranch hands, glances exchanged that say more than words ever could. Nobody wants to say it out loud yet, but everyone can feel that this season is starting with a real threat, not just family drama. Then we get our first real look at what Rip is up against. A group of men show up near the edge of Dutton land, and they are not there to talk business the polite way. Their trucks are parked at odd angles, almost like they want to be seen, like they are sending a message before a single word gets spoken. Rip walks out to meet them alone, and the tension in that moment says everything. This is not a negotiation. This is a warning shot. The leader of this group speaks calmly, almost too calmly, and that is what makes it scary. He is not yelling or making threats the obvious way. He talks like a man who already knows something the Duttons do not, like he has a plan already moving forward, and Rip is just now catching up to it. Rip stays quiet, listening, sizing up every person standing in front of him the way he always does before trouble starts. We do not get the full details of what this group wants yet, but the show gives us just enough to feel the size of the threat. Land, money, old debts, maybe even something personal tied to the Dutton name, all of it seems to be on the table. Whatever it is clear this is not a small problem Rip can fix in one conversation. Back at the house, Beth is shown reacting to the news, and her face says it all. She is not scared. She is angry. The kind of angry that means she is already 3 steps ahead, already thinking about how to fight back. This section ends with the ranch fully aware that trouble has arrived, and Rip standing right in the middle of it, exactly where he always ends up when the family needs protecting the most. This is the part of the episode where Rip stops reacting and starts taking control. After sitting with the threat for a night, thinking it through the way he always does before he acts, Rip decides he is not waiting around for this group to make the next move. He gathers a couple of the most trusted ranch hands, the ones who have been with the family through real trouble before, and tells them what needs to happen. His voice is calm, but there is a weight to it. Everyone in that room knows this is not a normal assignment. We see Rip riding out early, before the sun is even fully up, heading toward the part of the land where the trouble started. The camera lingers on small details, his hands checking his gear, his eyes scanning the tree line, the quiet focus of a man who has done dangerous things before but never takes them lightly. This is not someone looking for a fight. This is someone making sure he is ready if one finds him. He arrives at a spot that feels isolated, almost too quiet, and that silence is exactly what makes it tense. Something about the location tells us this was chosen on purpose, maybe as a message, maybe as a trap. Rip does not rush in. He studies the area first, noticing things most people would miss. An old vehicle parked where it should not be, fresh tracks in the dirt, a door left slightly open in a building that should be locked. Then comes the moment the whole section has been building toward. Rip finds evidence of exactly what this group has been planning, and it is worse than anyone expected. Whatever this threat is, it is not just about land or money anymore. It is personal, and it is aimed directly at the Dutton family in a way that changes everything. Rip does not call for backup right away. Instead, we see him standing there for a long moment, processing what he just found, deciding how far he is willing to go to protect the people who depend on him. This section ends with him making a choice, a serious one, the kind of decision that tells you the rest of this season is going to test him harder than ever before. This is where everything starts moving fast. Rip makes it back to the ranch, and the moment he walks through that door, everyone can tell something has changed. He does not waste time explaining every detail. He goes straight to John Dutton, and their conversation is short, serious, and different from any talk they have had before. This is not John giving orders. This is two men deciding together how far they are willing to go to protect the family, even if it means crossing a line neither of them ever wanted to cross. We see quick flashes of the ranch preparing for something big. Doors being locked that are usually left open. Trucks being checked and fueled. Weapons handled with quiet, practiced hands. No panic, just people who know exactly what they are doing because they have done it before. This is not a family panicking. This is a family getting ready to fight for what is theirs. Beth steps into the moment here, and her role becomes clear fast. She is not sitting back, waiting to see what happens. She is already working an angle of her own, using her sharp mind instead of a weapon, ready to attack this threat from a direction the other side is not expecting. Her scenes cut sharply against Rip's, showing two very different ways the same family protects itself. Then we reach the moment the whole trailer has been pointing toward. Rip stands alone for a second, staring out at the land he has spent years defending, and we finally understand what is really at stake this season. This is not a simple ranch dispute. This is a fight that could take everything from him, the family, the land, maybe even his own future. The trailer ends on a tense, unfinished moment, something dangerous just about to happen, cutting to black before we see the outcome. It is the kind of ending that leaves you needing to know what happens next, setting up Season 2, Episode 1 as the most intense start this show has had yet, with Rip standing right at the center of it all. Now that the trailer has shown its hand, it is time to step back and look at the bigger picture. Everything we just saw was not random. Every scene, every glance, every quiet moment between Rip and John was placed there on purpose, and it tells us a lot about where this season is heading. This is not going to be a season about small ranch problems or minor family arguments. This is shaping up to be the most dangerous chapter Rip has ever faced, and the show wants us to feel that from the very first episode. Think about what we just watched. A calm morning turning into a warning call. A group of strangers showing up with confidence instead of fear. Rip finding proof that this threat is personal, not just business. And finally, the whole ranch preparing for something big, with Beth working her own plan on the side. All of this points to one thing, a season built around a threat that will not be solved with one conversation or one fight. This is something that is going to build episode after episode, pulling everyone deeper into danger. There are a few big questions this trailer leaves us with. Who exactly is this group targeting the Duttons, and what history do they have with this family that we have not seen yet? Is this connected to something from John Dutton's past? Something buried for years and now coming back to cause trouble? And what about Rip himself? How far is he willing to go this time? And will the choices he makes this season cost him more than he is ready to lose? Beth's involvement also raises a lot of questions. She is clearly not just standing on the sidelines watching Rip handle things physically. She is working an angle that could either help the family or make the whole situation more complicated. Her sharp instincts have saved the Duttons before, but they have also caused chaos in ways nobody expected. By the end of this trailer, one thing is very clear. Season 2, Episode 1 is not easing viewers in slowly. It is throwing Rip straight into the most serious mission of his life, and it is doing it right from the start. Whatever happens next, this season is shaping up to be a wild, intense ride, and Rip is standing right in the middle of it, exactly where he always ends up when the Dutton family needs him the most. So here is where everything comes together. This trailer for Dutton Ranch Season 2, Episode 1 is not just teasing a simple ranch problem. It is setting the stage for what looks like the most dangerous mission Rip Wheeler has ever taken on, and it is doing it right from the opening minutes. From the quiet morning that turns tense, to strangers showing up with a message, to Rip finding proof that this threat is personal, every piece of this trailer is building toward a season that feels bigger and darker than anything we have seen from this show before. What makes this trailer really work is how it balances action with emotion. It is not just about a fight or a threat. It is about a family that has already been through so much, trying to hold on to everything they have built, while the people meant to protect that family are pushed closer to their limits than ever before. Rip is not just muscle in this story. He is loyalty, protection, and sacrifice all wrapped into one character. And this season looks ready to test every part of that. There are still so many questions left unanswered. And that is exactly what makes this trailer so effective. Who is really behind this threat? What history connects them to the Dutton family? How far will Rip go this time, and what will it cost him? And what is Beth really planning behind the scenes while everyone else prepares for a fight? These are the questions that are going to keep viewers hooked episode after episode. If this trailer is any indication, Season 2, Episode 1 is going to open strong, with high stakes, real tension, and a story that does not waste any time easing people in. Rip is walking straight into danger. The ranch is bracing for impact, and the Dutton family is once again proving that peace never lasts long in their world. That is everything this trailer gives us for now. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let us know in the comments what you think is really going on and who you believe is behind this new threat. Make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on, because when more details drop, we will be breaking it all down right here. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.